This comprehensive guide takes you through the full process of using SkillsMiner's application assistant. This tool enables you to create CV templates in minutes rather than hours. By using your profile, skills and the power of AI, SkillsMiner does the heavy lifting for you. If you are short of time or suffer from writer's block, this is the solution for you. Access the application assistant feature. The first section to complete is the personal information section, highlighted here. Click on the edit icon. Your name and email address are auto-completed from your profile. Of course, you can edit them if you so wish. Now enter your contact telephone number. Enter your location. This should just be the town, city or village you live in, to allow the employer to know roughly how far away you are from the vacancy. Enter your LinkedIn profile. You can do this by logging into your LinkedIn account and on your landing page, copying the URL. Of course, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, leave this blank. Please remember though, many employers value a LinkedIn profile as much as they do a CV. If you happen to have a personal website, enter it here. Of course, this is much less common than a LinkedIn account. As with all sections, click on Save Changes when you are satisfied with the data you have input. The next step is the Personal Statement section, which is located here. Click here to begin creating or editing your personal statement. The Personal Statement section uses AI to help you generate your own statement. The section here advises you that this is purely hypothetical data and must be tweaked to reflect you as an individual. Your personal statement is a critical part of any CV or application. Most sections within a CV describe your skills, knowledge or competencies, or relay transactional information like your educational grades or contact information. So, your personal statement is one of the few places that allows you to describe the human and personal element. Select one or two statements you want to describe in more detail. We advise that you focus on the stronger elements of your working styles. In this example, we have selected speed. Now click on the highlighted option. In order to generate the statement, you must use coins you have either earned or purchased. This is because SkillsMiner uses other platforms that incur charges, and so we must control usage. Click the Confirm button to continue. You will now see a comprehensive statement has been created. Have a thorough read through, keep the bits you like, remove the bits that are not reflective of you, and amend the details to truly personalize it. In this example, you can see I've trimmed it down to 3 short paragraphs. Generally speaking, a CV should be between 2 and 3 pages long, so ideally, you want between 3 and 6 mini paragraphs, depending on the amount of work experience and qualifications you have. Once you are content, click on Save Changes. Please do invest time on getting this section right. Personal statements make a huge difference when applying for jobs. Next, the Experience section is highlighted here. The Skills and Experience section is arguably the most important part of your CV. For recruiters and hiring managers, it is often the first element they look at, because, if there is not adequate assurance of experience or skills, they will often look no further. It is for this reason you should invest your time in getting this section perfect. Initiate a new work experience entry. Start by entering your most recent job title. It is also acceptable to highlight another job as your primary work experience. Remember, this is the first bit they will see, so it should be your most important piece of work experience. In this example, I've entered candle maker. Now select the associated occupational experience you have. This is derived from your profile, so if an occupation is not listed, go to the Edit Profile section. For this example, I will, of course, select candle maker. Next, enter the company name, or name of your employer. Enter the location of the job. Then enter the time period you did the job for. Writing a CV can be very tough. It is a challenge to be objective about your skills, so SkillsMiner have developed AI that does it for you. But this statement warns you that the outputs we produce are hypothetical, and generated statements should be edited accordingly. Click on Add Occupation-Based Roles and Responsibilities. Immediately we have generated some core roles and responsibilities of a candle maker. So now it's up to you to trim that down to the right amount. Select the statements that most accurately reflect your experience. As this is your primary experience, 5 points is about right. Here, you can see I've removed some of the statements that were less relevant. For other jobs, you'd reduce the number of roles and responsibilities to around half the number of your primary job. Now we will add some skills. This section here shows all the skills you have selected when creating and editing your profile. They are split between expert, proficient and beginner skills. They even list the skills you are missing. Ideally, you want to be selecting between 5 and 10 skills for your primary job, and around half that for other jobs. In this example, we will select the following 3 skills. Select the Generate Selected Skills option. You will now see the generated statements. The important element here is that you don't just see a description of the skill, important as that is, but you are also provided with an achievement statement too. These statements therefore don't just say you have a certain skill but how well you do it. This is often a missing variable on applications. Of course, you will need to refine these statements to ensure they match your own personal experiences. As before, tweak the statements. It shouldn't take long as most statements just require small modifications. When you have finished, select the option to save changes. You can also add skills that are not directly associated with work. To do this, click on Add New Skills. These skills are usually entered via the skills tree or through a profile edit. In this example, we only have one. So, select Monitor Staff Absences. And just like last time, generate the skills. There is your new skills statement. Choose the Save Changes option. Repeat this process for each job you have experience in. Remember, you are aiming for a 2 or 3 page CV. If you have a lot of jobs, then you might show less roles and responsibilities and skills and achievements for each role. If you have fewer experiences, then you may need to add more for each job. The best way to handle this is by previewing your CV, which you can do at any time. Now let's look at the education section. Start by adding a new education entry. For these sections on a CV, an employer isn't looking to see every qualification you have ever done. It should always be relevant to the job, or sector, that you are applying to. Start by adding the establishment name. This might be a school, college, university or training provider. Input the location of the institution. Enter the qualification name you attained. Add the grade attained. Then enter the start and end dates. You can either type the dates in or use the date tool. Once you are content, click on Save Changes. The Languages section is highlighted here. As indicated on the page, the language section is optional, and, naturally, is only designed for people who can communicate in multiple languages. Click on the Add New Language button. In this example, I've selected a bullet-pointed list and listed a simple example of a multilinguist. Once you have completed this, click on Save Changes. Remember, this section is purely optional, not everyone speaks multiple languages. This is the Awards section of the SkillsMiner Application Assistant. Add a new award entry. Awards are an optional element of a CV, but it is something that can set you apart as it proves you've excelled in a certain role. However, it can be hard to write about the awards and recognition you have received, so using SkillsMiner's AI assistant can help you get over that writer's block. Generate an illustration for the awards. For this example, select candlemaker as the occupation. Once the generation is complete, you will be shown the statements that have been generated. You can edit from here. Alternatively, you can manage them on the carousel at the top of the section. If you want to remove a statement, simply click on the minus button. Hovering over a statement highlights where it is in the text editor. As with all AI-generated content, you will want to adjust the outputs to reflect your personal circumstances. In this example, the AI has suggested you were the winner of the Best Scented Candle Award at the London Candlemakers exhibition, along with more details. You would want to modify the award name and location that applies to you. Once you are content, you can save your changes. Navigate to the project section. As with several elements of a CV, the project section is optional. However, detailing projects you have worked on can really set you apart from the crowd. Add a new project. Generate a project illustration. For this example, choose Candlemaker. You can scroll through the carousel of hypothetical projects using the chevrons. You can toggle statements on and off using the plus and minus buttons. And, of course, edit the text to truly reflect projects you have been involved with. And that's how easy it is to create projects. Save the changes made. We're nearly there. Navigate to the Hobbies section. Click on Add New Hobby. Click here to create your hobbies. Hobbies are an often overlooked element of a CV. In some regards, they are similar to your personal statement, as it is a more personal view of you. So always add at least 1 or 2 hobbies. Of course, space is often at a premium on your CV, so you must balance this. In this box, here, enter your most passionate hobby. In this example, I've entered smelling candles. It is useful to not put an overly generic hobby, as like with everything on a CV, you are wanting to differentiate yourself from everyone else. Here is the output. Like all other AI-generated elements, you may want to tweak the contents. Let's add another. This time, to truly pick an obscure hobby, I've entered food from Bolivia. And now you see a very specific output for a very specific hobby. Once you are happy with the section, click Save Changes. Finally, locate the References section at the bottom of the Application Assistant page. The reference section is vitally important to your CV. You should always aim to have a referee. In some cases, you may not be comfortable adding your current manager, so if that is the case, add a previous manager. If you've never worked, add a teacher or someone in an authoritative position. Initiate the process by clicking on Add New Reference. Enter the referee's name. Enter their position. Then enter their contact details. In most cases this is an email, but you can also add a telephone instead. And that's it. Click Save. There is the ability to add a secondary referee also. 2 referees is useful, but in most cases 1 is suffice. The Export CV function allows you to preview and export your CV, so it can be sent to potential employers. Firstly, click on the Export CV button. You will now see your CV. As we have previously mentioned, you are aiming for a 2 or 3 page CV, in most cases. So, firstly check your CV. See how long it is. Try and ensure there isn't too much white space at the bottom of the last page. If your CV is almost the right length, you can alter the font size to make it fit perfectly. Or alternatively, the line spacing. However, where your CV is well under 2 pages or significantly over 3 pages, you are advised to return to the Application Assistant and either add, remove or edit content. This is your first impression in most cases to impress an employer, so getting your CV the right length and looking presentable is a worthwhile step. You can, on certain templates, edit the heading color to a color that suits you. Once you are happy, click on Select Color. When you are happy with the length, download the CV as a PDF. This will save the document to your device. This comprehensive guide took you through the full process of using SkillsMiner's application assistant. This tool enabled you to create CV templates in minutes rather than hours. By using your profile, skills and the power of AI, SkillsMiner does the heavy lifting for you. If you are short of time or suffer from writer's block, this is the solution for you.